Welcome to the Know, I'm Mica, and the comfy sweater is back! We've also got even more evidence that Destiny 2 hit a bit of a snag at retail compared to its predecessor. A number of analysts have said that based on the latest NBD reports, which record physical game sales in the United States, Destiny 2 is down 50% at retail from Destiny 1. That jives with what we've seen out of the UK, where physical sales of the title were down as much as 58%. In fact, some analysts went as far as calling Destiny 2's launch underwhelming. And while digital sales will certainly make up for a chunk of those missing numbers, everyone's favorite industry analyst Michael Pachter says it won't account for all of them. In fact, he's predicting that even with digital sales, Destiny 2 probably dropped about 40% from Destiny 1's launch in 2014. When asked for comment, Activision told CNBC the same thing they said in their press release following the game's launch. Destiny 2 had the highest engagement of any Destiny launch and the highest number of digital sales. But Destiny 2 isn't the only game selling less than its predecessor. The same is apparently going on with both Shadow of War and Evil Within 2. The just-released UK top sales charts reveal that neither game was able to secure the #1 spot for their debut last week. Those honors, again, belonged to FIFA 18. While that might be disappointing for Warner Brothers and Bethesda, the news actually gets worse than that because retail reporter GFK Chart Track says Evil Within 2 sold just a quarter of what the first game did in its first week. And MCV UK similarly reports that while Warner Brothers was targeting Shadow of War as their biggest AAA effort ever, early data indicates that it just sold a fraction of what Batman Arkham Knight did in 2015 in June. So, ouch. One title that isn't having any problems moving copies, however, comes from the indie space, and it's Cuphead. The game's developer, Studio MDHR, announced over the weekend that everyone's favorite throwback platformer has officially gone platinum, moving over 1 million copies since its launch in late September. Those totals include sales on Xbox One and PC. The studio wrote, "We have worked tirelessly over the past few years to deliver a game that remained true to our vision, and we are both humbled and excited that so many people from around the world are playing Cuphead. It truly makes it all worth it." But just think about how many players died for all those sales. We're just kidding, guys. Congrats on all of your success, and hopefully this means you get to keep your houses. Maybe? Want to give us an update on that? We're all worried. PC Gamer got its hands on the new map for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which will finally bring players more than one thing to do in this year's most played game. The new map, which is inspired by Mexico, features an ancient meteor impact craters with small towns inside of them, new vehicles, a luchador arena, church buildings, and more. The full preview will be in their upcoming print magazine, with testing starting sometime in late October or early November. In other PUBG news, the game just received its final patch before the final launch of the 1.0 version later this year. Plus, vaulting will also be making its way to testing right around when that all new map cool stuff drops, and I know Gus is really excited about vaulting. He hasn't stopped talking about it. Another game that didn't have much trouble this fall was Ubisoft and Nintendo collaboration Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, the tactical strategy game that put you in charge of Mario and a team of ridiculous bunnies. But could that be just the start of the series? That might be the case, according to a teasing tweet from the game's composer Grant Kirkhope. While there's nothing more official than Kirkhope's tweet at the moment, we do know that Mario plus Rabbids was immediately the best-selling third-party game on Switch, so it stands to reason we might be seeing more of it. I hope we see more of it. I love those demented little bunnies. The long-awaited South Park Fractured But Whole is finally releasing tomorrow, and the reviews have just started pouring in for the superhero sequel to Stick of Truth. At the moment, Fractured But Whole is sitting at an 80 on Metacritic and an 84 on OpenCritic. The general consensus is that Fractured But Whole is an enormous treat for the series fans while improving on Stick of Truth's combat while engaging in gameplay that stands on its own. Plus, it might be the dirtiest and funniest thing associated with the franchise. However, some felt that it dragged on a tad too long and that some of its jokes weren't as bold as anything we saw in Stick of Truth. Game Informer wrote in the review, Fractured But Whole is a welcome sequel, maintaining the standard of quality set by the previous game, and, in a broader sense, all of Parker and Stone's work. Every aspect is overloaded with both smart and immature jokes, the combat is an improvement, the game is bigger and longer, and the sneaky moments of sincerity make you recall the charm of childhood in surprising ways, just like the show. So it sounds like all of those delays might have done the game some good. You can play Fractured But Whole on Xbox One, PC, and PS4 tomorrow. Director Yoko Taro is up for making just about anything these days. No, seriously, anything. In an interview with Famitsu, he was asked if he'd make a Drinking Guard sequel. His response, absolutely, if Square Enix gave him the money. What about the next Nier game? Yup, he said. Then things got weird, as they do with Yoko Taro. He asked if there's anything else he'd be interested in making, and Taro replied, I imagine this will be off-putting, but I want to make an adult video. Once in my life, I'm thinking I'd like to make one. Well, that's definitely an answer, but more power to you, my dude. We assume everyone would be wearing those creepy masks on their head like you did that one time. Is that a fetish thing? You know what, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to know. Just follow your dreams. It looks like the Humble Indie bundle got a little less indie. They've just been acquired by IGN. Terms weren't disclosed, but IGN says they won't change the way the Humble folks do business. IGN Executive VP Mitch Galbraith said, we don't want to disrupt anything we're doing right already. Because of the shared vision and overlap of our customer bases, there's going to be a lot of opportunities. You might remember the Humble Indie Bundle started back in 2010 as a sale of a bunch of indie games for charity, and since then it has grown much, much bigger. It's now a publisher of games and operates a subscription-based monthly game club. According to a press release, Humble will continue to operate independently with no significant business or staffing changes. Could the new Han Solo movie be getting a pair of really unlikely cameos? Well, over the weekend, director Ron Howard tweeted a picture of himself next to two actors in Imperial officer outfits with the caption, "Tag and a Bink." That's a reference to a pair of marginal Star Wars universe characters whose hijinks have been featured in a series of non-canonical comics. They were created by Kevin Rubio, who is known for making the excellent Star Wars fan film Troops. So will Tag and Bink be in the movie, or was Ron Howard just teasing us? Well, according to the screenwriter John Kdin, yes, and he'll be playing one of them. So that's a nice little Easter egg for the hardcore Star Wars fans out there. The standalone Han Solo movie is scheduled to hit theaters on May 25th. Just about everything has gotten hacked these days, and you can add Wi-Fi itself to that list. So yeah, that can't be good. Ars Technica reports that vulnerabilities in the Wi-Fi Protected Access 2 protocol make it possible for hackers to eavesdrop on Wi-Fi traffic between computers and access points. The exploit, known as Crack, has apparently been a secret for weeks and was disclosed via a website this morning. And disturbingly, it apparently works on pretty much every device, including those running the Android, Linux, Apple, Windows, and OpenBSD operating systems. And it can be used to steal info like credit card numbers, passwords, chat messages, emails, and photos, so that's really not good. No word yet on when the vulnerability can be patched or if it even can be, so yeah, I'm scared here. I guess the solution is never use anything with Wi-Fi again? Well, this feels like the internet equivalent of water being hacked. Seriously, what are we supposed to do with this? Do we all plug into LAN ports or something? I'm scared, guys. I like my Wi-Fi. Speaking of terrifying things though, remember that terrifying craze last week over the Szechuan sauce? Well, Rick and Morty fans flooded McDonald's after the fast food giant had announced they had a limited supply of the special sauce, which has been a meme on the show. And of course, the supply issues created crazy pandemonium, with police being called to some McDonald's and one enterprising fan even charged $10 per dip of the sauce. Well, one Szechuan fan took it way further than that. A woman in Michigan, go blue, traded a pack of Szechuan sauce for an actual working car, a Volkswagen GTI, 2004 model to be specific, because, you know, we have all officially gone insane. Also, whoever traded their car is gonna feel real dumb when they find out that McDonald's is bringing the Szechuan sauce back. Well, hope taking the bus to your local McDonald's is worth it. Well, that's all the news we have for you today, and remember to comment on any of your favorite stories in the comments below, and for more news from all the corners of the internet, whether they be big or small, remember to like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to the know. The general consensus is that Fractured But Whole is an enormous treat for series fans, while Fuck, I was doing so well.
You fucking were nailing it.
God damn it.
Amazing read.
Oh. With Yoko Taro. He was asked if there's anything else he'd be interested in, and